What's good, people? Salute. It is Tony the Savant back again. I got two of my brothers in this boxing game joining us today. And before we get to that, please like this video, share this video, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm dropping content and going live on the channel. If you have not already, please subscribe to the channel as we drop content daily, go live daily. And last but not least, man, my favorite part of this game, exchanging the dialogue. Please leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. I'm sure Prince and Paulie want to hear from y'all as well. If y'all got something to cook on their takes, we got a number of trolls on this platform, fellas. So be ready. Be ready.
Be ready.
But my brothers, welcome. Let the people know where they can find you, Prince. I'm gonna let you throw you in there first.
Oh man, I'm just a tomato can. Don't do me like that. I can find us on all boxing broadcasts every day, possibly. But anyway, and on our YouTube is all boxing broadcasts. The Facebook Fight Night, just all boxing broadcast YouTube.
Yes, sir.
Let's just do that. My bad. Bro
Make
put me on the spot.
Yeah, I got
Bro,
you. The people want to know where they can find you, man. They need that heat. Hey,
yes,
Paulie,
sir.
let them know where they can find you. Uncle Paulie's Entertainment.
Uncle Paulie Entertainment on YouTube. The two Y's I meant for the Paulie. Or you could catch me on ABB with Tomato.
Yes, sir.
Get it?
100.
Uncle
100.
Paulie, man, I got one of his tracks in like 100 of my videos, still racking up views right now.
Okay.
All right.
That was up.
Yeah, my guy, man.
Look.
But definitely, fellas, welcome to the platform. We got much to discuss. As we just came off probably the most exciting card of the year. I mean, I don't know, that 5v5 was a tough card too, but last night it just seemed like every fight was hidden. I only was able to catch three. I was only able to catch 3 of the 5 fights. So y'all fellas, if you was able to catch them all, fill me in and I'll chime in where we get to. But let's talk about the biggest fight. Everybody's still talking about it right now. Pull it up. There we go. Terrence Crawford versus Israel Majamov. I thought it was a fantastic fight. Went back and forth. Bud was able to pull off the victory with a unanimous decision. It went the distance. It was Bud's first fight at 154. We all know at the being on for a year. I got to salute Bud, man. To walk into. I didn't know how bad. I didn't know how good Majamov was. I watched a couple of his fights, but Majamov looked like damn near the best fighter at 154 last night. So that was not a tune-up. That was not an easy fight by any means. So salute to Bud, taking on a real challenge, his first fight at 154. But fellas, how did y'all see it? I'm gonna start with you, Prince. How did you see the fight last night between Bud and Israel Majamov?
Why you always gotta start with me? But all right, I'm gonna start. Okay.
Oh, just rotation, bro. Just rotation.
Okay, I was just talking. I was just talking. Um,
I'm
I
gonna hit
felt
my
like
king.
I felt like I feel like Israel had blood number.
Yep.
From okay, preparation. A lot of people, when we assess these fighters, we forget about preparation.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you prepare. Whenever you start preparing, Masvidal, he was preparing for Bud because he knew of Bud and Bud didn't know of him.
Right.
So he was preparing for him longer. So he
Word.
had his number, but Bud was able to adapt to that. So in that itself, that made Bud like a great fighter to adapt to somebody that was already adapted to him.
Mm-hmm. Did you
He
think?
had
Did
Bud
you have
couldn't
any?
even fight, huh?
Okay, what you saying?
Bud couldn't even fight like Bud last night. Bud didn't even switch. He didn't
Yep.
switch. Except for like 1 or 2 times, but he switched in the clinch when the bell was about to ring. He
Mm-hmm.
switched like on defense level instead of on offense.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but if he would have did what he normally do, Israel would have been right there to hit him with the overhead right, hit him
Mm-hmm.
with the outside left, like the sweeping left.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? But Bud had to kind of not be Bud to fight him. Man. That's
I,
why you
res-
didn't see Bud.
I
But what
respect
do I
that.
know? This is political.
No, yeah, no, that's a good take. And I'm gonna throw mine in last and tell me what y'all think about that. But what you say? What you see from your end, Paulie?
Uh, honestly, how you say his name again? The guy that fought Bud?
You can say
My
Israel. That's his first name.
yeah, go
Oh,
with
It,
Israel.
all right, Israel. I I gotta say this guy's good as fuck. Not to swear, but I was like, oh my god, I underestimated this guy. His
Mhm.
awkward style and his footwork, he's hard to hit. You know, that's why Bud, like in the beginning, Bud couldn't figure him out. Bud was like, oh, this guy, he's not easy to break down. And then I
Mhm.
think towards the fight, Bud landed a little more, got a little more heated up, you know, because you know what, too? I think he had a little ring rust from being inactive, Bud Crawford. And on top of
yeah.
that, moving up in weight, I think, you know, you got to take them into account on top of the performance, maybe not getting the knockout, you know?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. I'm not.
But I thought Bud in a close one. I thought Bud, but I thought it wasn't like a blowout or anything.
Yeah, yeah. I agree. Uh, honestly, fellas, for me, I think of the old school rule of if it's a 50-50 fight, you give it to the champion. And last night was 100% to me. Like you could have easily said Majamov won that fight. I know Bud pretty much he let them hands go in 11. Me personally, I was
Yeah.
on I was on Twitter with some of my comrades, and we were saying the same thing. Like, damn, bro, in 11, at the end of the 10th round, 11th round, and the 12th round, Bud let the hands go, and we was like, if you would have did this in the 5th, 6th round, this would have been over with already. You know what I mean? So, because Bud was hitting him with some shots, I'm not gonna take away those last two rounds was his for sure. I just believe that rounds 3 through 9, maybe even 10 too. You know what I mean? Majamal was just doing what he wanted to do. Anytime he wanted to hit that right eye, Bud, he did. Like you said, Prince, he kept coming with that sweeping left, which was shocking to me because I was thinking Bud would switch back at that point to protect that eye because that's all. Majamal was hunting that right eye. He had a mouse on it, so he kept going for it. But at the end of the day, I feel like it was a bit of a robbery, and this ain't no knock on Bud. I think Bud went in there and did exactly what he was supposed to do, considering the circumstances. Year off,
Uh-huh.
moving up 7 pounds, boom, boom, boom. But when you have a fight that close, man, you have to give it to the champion. And I feel like Majamal felt the same way. You can see it in his face, like, man, bro, I couldn't have did nothing else. You know what I mean? I did.
Even Bud looked surprised not to cut you off. Even Bud was like thinking if I get the win.
I think, yeah. I mean, I ain't gonna say I think he was surprised. I think Bud, in his mind, he did enough. In his mind, given that he had to be a little bit more cautious
Mm,
at 54,
yeah.
all that kind of stuff. What you think, Prince? I just think he, in his head, yeah, he thought he won.
Ah, that's hard. I can't read his face on that
Yeah.
because he had that thing on his eye. I'm just joking.
Right.
But I like I say, I think Israel had Bud number,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
Bud did better than what Bud was supposed to do with somebody have your number. That
Hmm.
I saw that. Bud, if Bud would have switched on his offense, if he would have switched on his offense, it would have been better. But he switched on his defense. That right there by itself makes you think like, damn, where Bud think this fight at?
Hmm.
You know. So I don't want to say too much because I don't want to discredit nobody. But
Oh no, and I think that's the whole issue here. And that's the kind of like a problem that's in boxing. Like just because you're the more popular fighter, more, uh, you know, uh, the fighter with more status, don't mean you're gonna win every fight. Don't mean some dude that
yeah,
nobody know can't get your number. You know what I mean? Like you say, Prince. Some people out here. Israel Majumov said in the conference, they face off that Bud Crawford was his favorite fighter. And I know, I
see,
watch my favorite fighters faithfully. So it looked like he was boxing his favorite fighter. He knew exactly what Bud wanted to do. And again, considering the circumstances Bud was against, I think if this fight was at welterweight, Bud would have got him up out of there in the round 6. You know what I mean? But the circumstances was what I was looking at. Um, But how did y'all score the fight? Did y'all have it? I'm not too good at scoring fights on cards and all that kind of stuff. Do you know how to do that, Paulie?
Yeah, no, I wasn't scoring it round for round. I had a lot going on, but I feel like it was even. It looked even to me. It really did. Maybe I gave the slight edge to Bud Crawford. He
Mm-hmm.
looked like he was like he did more damage,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, Israel was doing his thing. I think Israel's style, how he was so awkward that
Mm-hmm.
it threw Bud off. Bud was like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, yeah, I think so too. He was really herky jerky, and every time he did go for the
Yeah.
strike, it was unexpected. What you say, Prince? How did you score the fight?
I would have scored it. Oh man, really 7-5, but or one round would have been a toss up. Uh, Measurement, he it was something that I was looking for, Bud to do. And man, I've been drinking too much, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Slizzard.
It was things. I was looking for Bud to oh man, his
Switch.
footwork. No, not only switch. His Measurement's footwork was weak to the left side, and he
Mm,
put all his balance on the left side. And Bud was supposed to come across, and then I don't, I'm just lost for words because I know what
mm.
I'm saying, but I just can't say it.
I know you cooking. You
Right hook.
No, not a right hook. He was supposed to hit him in the left. I can't do it right now. Fuck, I've been drinking too much. See, that's why I was trying to hurry up and get home before I get it back.
Hey, well, this was last minute, and really Zeke told us that he wanted to pull this together, man. I don't even know where he at right now.
uh, Mazurov, his feet work was messed up from the beginning of the fight. His left leg, if Bud was to go to that side of his left, he would he'd get crossed up and clip up. I saw that at the beginning of the fight. And I was
Mm-hmm.
mad that Bud didn't see that, and I was mad that Bud didn't come across, switch up real quick, hit him, and then get range from him switching up. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Damn, man. See, I don't like y'all.
Well, it's
Yeah,
funny you say that, Prince, because at a couple times in the fight, when Majamal was cooking, Bud would step to his left, like you saying, and he would dodge the fire. Then they had to kind of like reset, or Bud would catch him with something
yeah.
slick real quick. So I understand what you're saying. You hitting the nail on the head, and then
I just
again,
y'all don't wait till I drink two of these shit.
yeah, he deep in there.
Yeah.
I
Hey
feel like
man,
I've been fighting blood and measurement right now.
Yeah.
woozy,
But it was a
woozy.
great fight. It was a good fight, and they did what they're supposed to do. And
Yeah.
I think Bud, and what I'm saying by saying everything that I ever said about this fight right here is that Bud, I feel like Bud is so great because Measurement knew what he had to do. Measurement knew what he had to do,
Yeah.
and he did what he had to do. But if Bud was a slouch, if Bud wasn't Bud, then he wouldn't make it through what Israel had in store for him because he really had his number. He
Mm-hmm.
knew what Bud was doing. He
Mm-hmm.
knew for Bud to get hit with that overhead, right? As many times as he got hit with it,
Mm-hmm.
Bud know better than that. But Israel know that Bud don't know better than that.
Right.
You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Man, it's crazy. I shouldn't be drinking. Next time, y'all, I'm not gonna drink before this.
Hey, cook, Prince. The thing about it, man, you on that truth serum, so you
Yeah.
might be a little slurring, but you ain't lying.
Yeah.
Yeah, and but it's a good man. I love the fight. I love the fight, bro. I love
Yeah,
the fight. I'm
yeah,
not gonna lie. I love the fight.
yeah.
And I said that it was three fights on the card that I felt like was gonna be an upset. I felt like Bud fight was gonna be an upset because I felt like Measurements had his he had his number. I felt like Andy Ruiz and Jamal Miller, Big Baby. I felt
Yeah.
like that was gonna be upset, and I felt like uh, Big Baby Anderson was gonna be upset. I just felt like those was. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And El Rayo,
I'm
right?
sorry. Raya.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Raya was going. I felt like that was gonna be an upset. Uh, Big Baby Jared. Anderson. I felt like those was gonna be the upset. And Bud. I felt like Bud was gonna be the upset, but those was the three upsets. But I felt like Bud was gonna be upset. I really
Yeah,
did.
I heard the rumblings in the streets. I thought that Bud. My only concern was with Bud. I didn't want him to do what Charlo did. You know, when you go up that weight, and
Oh
especially you coming from 135, like Bud picking up another. That's a 20-pound difference from when he first started fighting. So that's a totally different.
yeah,
And once you get to that super welterweight, now you in there with the hitters. You know, that's where that power
yeah.
starts. You know,
Definitely.
so all things considered, it was a great fight. I think that I think for sure now we're gonna get the Canelo versus Crawford fight. I just think like that was part of the
Ooh,
whole schnick. Turkey Al-Sheikh was there. He was making sure everything went according to plan, if you will. And let's kind of cook on that real quick, if y'all don't mind, fellas. You think that Crawford versus Canelo? I think it's for sure gonna happen. I want to throw my take out there real quick. But what you say, Prince? You think it's gonna happen, or you think Bud kind of split that chance?
no. I think Bud did great. Like I say, it's about having your number
Right,
with Bud. It's about I got your number. I
right,
might can't beat uh David Benavidez that's in your weight class in the heavy puncher, but I've been watching you all my life.
right.
It's like Kobe and Jordan. I've been watching you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I know if you and then you take two steps that way. Oh yeah, I know what you about to do. So
Yeah,
I got your number,
right.
and you're the top dude.
Yeah, that's a
So that's
good
all I'm
point,
gonna
bro.
say.
That's a good point. And Israel Majimov, low key, is only 26 years old. He's still a young buck. He got a lot of time and a lot of career left. But just how he was talking in the press conference, I'm like, oh yeah, yeah. It was kind of like that whole thing. Your idols turn into your rivals, and he was ready for that. You could tell he was ready for it. I think we might have lost Prince. I think his phone probably died. Paulie,
Right.
yeah, froze up.
But
What you think about it? He said he pulled back up.
yeah, Canelo Crawford. I feel like last night kind of hurt the chances a little because I feel like Bud, his power didn't look like it translated too much, to 154. But at the same time, I feel like it could happen because it's a big money fight, like the
Right.
David Benavidez fight. It's most likely not going to happen. So
Mhm.
probably the second biggest fight Canelo could make is Bud Crawford, obviously.
Yeah, I think so too. And that's what I was thinking last night. Like, I feel like they robbed Madrimov just so we can get that Crawford fight. Because of course, I mean that Canelo fight. Because of course, if Crawford lose last night, you know how boxing politics goes. All of a sudden, you're the worst fighter in the world. You can't beat nobody all of a sudden, and
Yeah.
boxing fans are super finicky like that. But you think Crawford got a chance against Canelo? I mean, skills pay the bills, but 168 is different. And Canelo lives in 168.
I think Canelo's too big for him. I think Canelo could take him out. I feel like it could be like a Jamel Charlo 2.0.
Yep. Yep. Me too, bro. And that's why I don't want to see that fight, honestly. I mean, but real quick, man, I was telling Prince behind the scenes, man. Shout out to Paulie Corley. I'm gonna clip this up for you too short, man. My boy Paulie been rocking with me literally since day one, man. It was just you and my wife subscribed to the channel at one point, bro. So
Uh,
I just really wanted to give you flowers, man. I really appreciate you rocking with the boy. And this is our first time, man. You've been rocking with me for all this time. It's our first time on the live, so much long overdue. Did you get to see the whole card, Paulie? Did you see all the fights?
I seen I think 4 out of 5. I seen the Andy Cruz. I missed the David Morrell fight.
Me too.
Then I seen Andy Root. No, I seen Big Baby Jared Anderson versus Piccoli.
Mm-hmm.
Then I seen Andy Ruiz versus Big Baby Miller.
Mm-hmm.
Then El Rayo versus Pitbull and Bud Crawford versus Israel.
Which that big baby Jared Anderson, man, he got he got handled.
He got clapped, yeah. I
Did you
like
see?
Bacoli, bro. You know what? Bacoli was giving me Big George Foreman vibes.
Yeah, yeah. He reminded me
He,
like he was like a daunting damn presence. Like I wouldn't want to fight you, but he got Big Baby up out of here though. Well, I heard that Big Baby, Jared Anderson and what's the other Big Baby Miller?
Miller, yeah.
I heard they was supposed to
Yeah,
fight.
Miller.
Did you hear that was supposed to be the original fight? They were supposed to be
They
fighting.
should. Yeah, for the big baby name. Whoever loses isn't the big baby anymore. I like that.
Yeah, yeah. You little baby now, fam.
I'll be honest. I think baby Miller might have a chance. Call me crazy because he has that size on him. He's freaking big.
Yeah, yeah. He's massive. I was watching one of his older fights. And he just like dude like a damn refrigerator out there. Like he just no matter who he go against, he just look wider than that other guy.
Yeah, he's big as hell.
What did you think about him and Andy Ruiz fight, man?
I thought he, but I feel like if and I feel like I believe Andy Ruiz really broke his hand, and that
Mm,
if he didn't, he would have done better and won. I honestly think my boy. I'm not just saying that because I'm a Andy Ruiz fan. I really
mm,
feel like he could have did better. I feel like until like the third, fourth round, when he hurt his hand, it was all downhill, and Miller kind of turned up on him and won it.
yeah, no, yeah, you're right. Because it was an interesting fight in the beginning, and all of a sudden, Miller just started overpowering him, and by the end of the fight, it's like he did. Miller kind of punched himself out because they both were slugging. You could tell Andy was probably
Yeah,
hurting.
both guys.
But I enjoyed that fight for what it was, two heavyweights. And I know they was friends too, so I'm glad they actually put on a good fight. A lot of times people be let's just get the bag, and rob the
Yeah.
people type. But I feel like the most interesting fight, and we could cook on this one, was El Rayo versus Pitbull Cruz. Man, I did not see that coming. I honestly thought Pitbull Cruz was gonna get El Rayo out of here and then start petitioning for that tank fight again. Let me
Yeah.
cook on that. Let's go ahead and cook on that. What did you see from that fight, Cons?
Yeah, El Rayo won 100%. Like I see Pitbull saying that he thought he won. That was crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
He exposed his game plan. Pitbull was too aggressive and it worked against him, you know? He's too one dimensional and he was exposed by El Rayo.
Yep. I agree,
He
man.
didn't
I
he could
agree.
go.
Because Pitbull, I like Pitbull, but that like you got that feeling in the back of your head, like you know what I mean, the right guy. And I wasn't sure. I didn't honestly. I kind of was familiar with El Rayo. I wasn't positively sure how good of a fighter he was, but last night, dude made me a fan because he was literally, I guess you could say, Pitbull was fighting and El Rayo was boxing. He was moving. He boom, 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 get you a couple shots, hit him with
Yeah,
combinations too. I love combination boxers. You know what I mean? Don't just one punch me to death. Nah, get some work in and move around. So, uh, yeah, facts. You know what I mean? Because
and catching him too.
that's really what boxing is. I mean, of course, you got your sluggers, you got your the haymaker artists, all that, but boxing is supposed to be hit and don't get hit. So I was really
Yeah.
loving what El Rayo was able to do, and I feel like he exposed Pitbull, man. What do you see come? What's next for
Yep.
Pitbull Davis for you?
For
I said
Pitbull,
Pitbull Davis. I'm cap. Cruz.
uh I don't know what's up. My whole thing is like everybody wanted to put Pitbull on a pedestal
Mm-hmm.
because he beat Rolly Romario. I like Rolly, but no disrespect to Rolly, I don't see him as like a world champion level fighter, you know?
Same, same.
Maybe a B or a C level, not like a level world class world champion, you know?
Mm-hmm. I
And
agree.
then yep, you could go.
Oh no, cook, cook, cook.
Everybody put him on a pedestal for beating Rolly, And I watched Pitbull a few times, and he's short and he can't get off on guys, and how he's one dimensional. So I watched him a few fights back. He couldn't get off, and the guy kind of exposed him, just like El Rayo. I'm not sure what fight it was, but I kind of knew the day was gonna come where he got exposed.
Hmm. Yeah, and last night was the night, and I'm always happy to see. I don't want to say see a fighter exposed per se, but I like to see when the other guys counted out and everybody's rooting on, root for one dude, and then that other guy come out of nowhere and be like, yeah, here go this work, because that wasn't. I feel like Bud Crawford and Majimov, that was a little bit more of a robbery. I feel like El Rayo won that fight, man, and
Yeah,
I was in boxing Twitter when the fight was going down, and a lot of people was like, "Oh, Pitbull Cruz won, Pitbull Cruz won." I'm like, bro, no, he didn't. El
yeah.
Rayo made that. He made it look good too, like you know what I'm saying. No homo, but he just was like boxing him. Like I say, it was the sweet science. That's what it looks like. So, um,
It looks like
honestly,
Robert Garcia was a good choice as a trader.
one more time, say that again, Cons. I'm sorry, you went out a little
It
bit.
looks like it was a good choice to switch his trainer to Robert Garcia.
Oh yeah. That's for sure. I wasn't aware of that. I know Robert Garcia, one of the better trainers in the game, but he trains for El Rayo.
Yep,
That's good. That's dope. Who trains Pitbull? You know,
Pitbull's father.
his pops. Okay, yeah. He probably ain't gonna change. His father. He might. he definitely might. Uh, but I was thinking too, Con. So of course, with El Rayo winning, I immediately said this after the fight was over. Uh, Tank Davis finna send him a contract, bro. He finna send him a contract for sure. Um, Tank always talking about. I don't know why he don't go to 140 and just stay there at this point, but what do you think is next for
Yeah,
him? Because of course, the Shakur Stevenson thing kind of fell through. He just came out for his fight with Frank Martin, so he open right now. Do you think he should go out there, Rayo, Pitbull, Shakur again? Because Shakur fighting
I,
Zepeda. Did you hear about that?
yeah. I see the Oscar said it was Cap.
Zepeda and Shakur?
Oscar De La Hoya said that Zepeda and Shakur was Cap.
Really?
Yeah,
Ain't Oscar De La Hoya? Ain't he's Zepeda's promoter.
Zepeda. Yeah.
That's interesting. That's interesting. So, well, hell, shit. At that point, what do you think is gonna happen next, just as far as the boxing landscape? Because if we ain't getting Shakur and Zepeda, then that leave everybody open. At 140 and 135 all of a sudden.
I don't know. Some reason I don't see Shakur and Tank fighting, and Loma's taking time off. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe El Royal goes back down and wait to fight the A side Tank and get a payday, Tank payday. That is a good idea.
Yeah, yeah. Take your loss and get your check on the way out.
Yeah.
I could
Plus,
definitely.
De Los Santos knocked out El Royal. He lost to Colbert, so Tank probably feels like he's levels above this guy.
Mm-hmm. I ain't forgot about that. That's why I'm interested, man. But honestly, how do you feel about the Shakur and Tank thing, man? I ain't gonna say I'm mad, but I am upset because I feel like this thing, the fight between them is probably the biggest fight in boxing right now, outside of maybe Canelo and Benavidez, maybe. Um, but the fact of the matter that it's being stalled out like this, I think we finna get another Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence situation. Like we'll get this fight in 2029. You know what I mean? When
Yeah.
nobody really interested in it anymore. But I mean, how do you feel about? You think we should get this fight now, or what you think about it, Cons?
You know what? I wish we could get Shakur, Tank. That at 140 we could get David Haiti deal. That at 168 we could get that David Benavidez and Canelo and just everybody fight everybody. Stop with all this duck stuff. Even me, like as a Canelo fan, I don't like this Berlanga fight. Obviously, you know.
Say it again. Say it again, Con. Where did this come from? Berlanga is a damn punching bag, bro.
You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking Canelo feels like he's in beast mode and he wants a guy that rarely brawls so he
Mhm.
could knock him out. And one thing about Berlanga, I will respect him. He does go to fight. He's not one of them guys that's scared to engage.
Yeah, that's a fact. Berlanga, he out there in the East Coast with you. I think he's from New York, Brooklyn, New York, or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, they ain't no. What I love about the East Coast, man, y'all all fighters. Boston, New York, y'all fight each other, and then y'all fight
Yeah.
everybody else. So
You know
and,
what I think? I think Canelo wants the knockout. He wants to impress everybody. So that's why he picked Berlanga.
yeah, ain't Berlanga Puerto Rican too?
Yeah, yeah. That's what too. The Puerto Rican Mexican rivalry.
Yep, yeah, which is always decent. I love it. I love that particular rivalry, just like I like the Black and Mexican rivalry as well. Those fights usually are pretty good. You're right.
Except
I didn't think of that part. Berlanga is gonna come in there letting them hands go, and Canelo, ain't gonna be a boring fight for sure. But I'm not gonna hold you, cons. If you need the link, I'm bootlegging that fight, man. I'm protesting it because I gotta stand up for my boy David Benavidez, man. I feel like he getting done dirty. Him and David Morrell, to be honest.
I feel like I'm a big David Benavidez fan. I feel like he should have got the Canelo fight once he beat Caleb Plant. Even though he didn't knock out Caleb Plant, he
Mm,
bullied Plant. He
facts.
let Plant know, like, yeah, Plant looked good in the beginning,
Hmm.
but he gassed out. He was scared to engage a little bit. David Benavidez put that work on him and he bullied him. Same thing with Demetrius Andrade. Even though Demetrius was better at 160 and 154, he still took out one of the guys that Canelo was hesitant to fight too, in Demetrius, on top of Caleb Plant.
Yeah,
Those fights should have put him in a position to get the Canelo fight.
that's you said it. You hit the nail right on the head, con. Because that's exactly what I thought too. I'm like, all right, after this Caleb Plant fight, it's gonna be a good fight. Actually enjoyed that fight. Caleb Plant's one of my guys. One of my favorite boxers.
Yeah,
Um,
that's my guy too.
And that was one of them fights, either because I love David Benavidez, I love Plant. So it's like whoever would have won that fight, that would have been a good day. Just one of those type fights. But um, I thought for sure, like it's nowhere else to go. Go get Canelo and get it out the way, especially after Andrade. It's like that way we wouldn't supposed to got that fight, but like you said, he took out somebody that was on Canelo heels as well. 'Cause I thought Andrade should have got Canelo at some point as well. What do you
Yeah.
think about Andrade? You like him as a boxer?
Oh yeah, we're both from the same state. He's from Providence, like me. So
Word. Okay.
yeah, yeah, I'm rocking with Demetrius heavy.
Yeah, you got to
Yeah,
rock.
he's great. He's great. I don't think he looked that great at 168 yet.
Mhm.
Maybe he'll start to pick things up. You know.
Yeah. And Andrade, he getting up there. I think he like 35, 36.
Yeah.
So, man, this is something else I was telling people. I don't think, and just to kind of spin the block on it, I think last night was the first fight that we've seen from Terrence Bud Crawford that was outside of his prime. You know what I mean? Like maybe it was because of the weight, but at 36, that's about the time, 35, 34, that's about the time, your favorite boxer starts slowing down. You know what I mean? And would you agree on that one, Con? Do you think that Bud's still in his prime, or do you think, we might be closing that door?
Uh, yeah, I agree to a degree because I have to see him in his next fight to really determine it. But it's looking like it's starting to happen. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
it did. Israel's like what 29.
Not,
He had good footwork. Like he was moving side to side,
mm,
mad awkward. That is gonna get somebody tired.
yeah, not Majimov is he 26.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
he's
yeah, super young. He's actually at that same kind of point that Canelo was. You took your biggest fight of your life and you lose it, and then all of a sudden, his star took off after that. So it might be the case for Israel Majimov too. Because, like, honestly, I don't see nobody at 54. Charlo talking about coming back. Like, come on back. So, I don't think he could beat Israel Majamov. I think he put his name on the map with that fight. Uh,
Yeah, he's tough for anybody at 154, definitely.
um, let's cook on this one. Shakur Stevenson signs with Eddie Hearn, Turkey Al Sheik. That's the new movement. Uh, Started with Deontay Wilder. He went on over there, showed everybody that the bag is definitely in the Middle East. Somebody else went over, Terrence Bud Crawford. Now he getting busy, getting some good fights. Uh, Boots just had him a good fight as well. As soon as he signed with Eddie Hearn had him a fight lined up. I forget who he fought, but uh, one thing I like about Turkey Al Sheik, man, and what they got going on over there is that soon as you sign with them, they like, all right, we got this for you. And it's a tasty fight on a good card. You know what I mean? It ain't just like a filler card. But
Yeah.
do you like this move for Shakur?
Yeah, I like this move. I knew it was gonna happen too. I didn't think he'd sign with Floyd. I
Yeah.
think there's I think people don't want to sign with Floyd as much as people think. The Tank situation makes him look bad.
Mm-hmm.
And Eddie Hearn, he's working with Prince Turkey Sheik, and they get in a bag. Everybody wants to be part of it, you know? You seen him with the Prince talking and Eddie Hearn, Shakur.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I like it. You know what I mean? I like Turkey Al Sheik. Turkey Al Sheik is pretty much all of the politics, boxing politics that the networks and the promoters was playing. He pretty much then came through and just was like, all right, here go my bag, here go my money. Let's get it going on. We ain't got to do all this game plan. Um, so I love what he's done for boxing, and I'm excited to see what he does. For Shakur. I don't know if you recall, but you remember he offered Tank Davis like 60 million for 2 fights, and one
Right.
of them was going to be against Shakur Stevenson, Turkey Al Sheik, and Tank turned them down.
Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like everybody has to become cool with Turkey Sheik. I feel like Canelo and Tank need to come on down. You know, the Prince, he's good for boxing. He
Yeah,
takes out the politics in the game and he just puts the money up. He has good relations with all the promoters. What's the problem? And he got the money. Let's get it.
amen. Hey, that's what I'm saying too. And that's why I say I love what Turkey Al Sheik doing. He offering them bigger bags than they would be getting with, Showtime, HBO, whoever, PBC. Like, hey, whatever they giving you, he go double. Let's get it popping. So I can appreciate that. Even Eddie Hearn, man. I never really been a big Eddie Hearn fan, but he out here recruiting, man. He got a lot of heavy hitters on his roster now. I think we was talking about AJ, Canelo. No. Canelo's with De La Hoya, right? And he's still with De La Hoya.
No, he had beef with De La Hoya. He signed a 3 fight deal. He has, I think, 1 fight left with PBC right
PBC.
now.
Yeah, that's
He,
right. Well, let me
he'll
ask you.
probably sign with Eddie Hearn after that, probably.
Yeah, that would make sense. Probably go over to the Middle East, get that bag. What you think about the IBF stripping Canelo? Did you agree with that, or you thought that was kind of out of nowhere?
That's the thing. It's hard to be undisputed nowadays
Mm,
because you have these mandatories you have to face,
mm-hmm.
and the mandatory they put him against. I don't even know his name. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but he was a nobody. Canelo's he's only what 33, 34, but he only got 3 to 5 years left. He's not gonna waste time fighting a guy nobody knows. At least Berlanga got a name, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
Somewhat. It's not the biggest name, but at least he has a name.
yeah. Berlanga is one of them dudes, like right on the surface, kind of like how you said Rolly. Not you may not know Rolly
Yeah.
Romero personally, but you heard his name enough on bigger cards, you'll be like, all right, I got a familiarity. At least the boxing hardcores like us. Um, but yeah, I agree. I like that the IBF did that because the WBC be playing games, man, and I'm not gonna necessarily say it's a racial thing. I just think they pick and choose. I think they only with Canelo because he a guaranteed bag for them. Anytime he fight. Um,
That's
unlike
true.
unlike Devin Haney, unfortunately, that's my guy. You know what I mean? I don't know how much. I know Devin Haney will make some money, him and Bill, but I'm not sure everybody else. How much they gonna walk away with. So
You know what? Too. Speaking of Devin Haney, I feel like if he faced Pitbull at 140, that I feel like that should be Devin Haney's next fight. Pitbull. If he doesn't fight Ryan Garcia, I feel like styles make fights, and
yeah.
Devin Haney would pick apart Pitbull with ease. It would be like the Regis Prograis fight, maybe even worse.
After seeing what El Rayo did to him, because El Rayo might be, your great value Haney, if you will, not necessarily, but just that whole stick and move, Haney can do
Yeah,
that as well. And I think that if he was to run up against Pitbull Cruz, he'd dismantle dude. And I hate to
yeah,
even say, what'd you say?
I really think so.
Yeah, and maybe before the El Rayo fight, I would have said it'll be a little bit more like, 60-40, 65-35 in favor of Haney. But after last night, what I mean, unless Pitbull Cruz, see, Pitbull and Errol Spence, they got the same problem with me. They just come forward. And it's like, no matter if you jabbing them, you hitting them, they're gonna keep coming forward. And it's like, bro, get some footwork, get some of that Majamal, you know what I'm saying, left to right me, man. It's like
Yeah.
just gonna keep taking these jabs, bro, get pointed to death. So uh that's the fact. I would love to see Terrence Craw. I mean, not Terrence. Devin Haney versus Pitbull as well. It's just I don't know if that's going to be an exciting fight after seeing what happened to Pitbull yesterday. Um,
I don't. I feel like it will. I feel like Devin Haney will put on that performance like he did to like Regis Prograis, and it'll light that fire back up in Haney, and then maybe go after Ryan Garcia or someone else.
yeah, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. You hear Ryan Garcia finna do an exhibition with Manny Pacquiao?
Hey, I knew he was gonna do some one thing because he's still in his prime. Even though he's crazy, he's unprofessional. He's still in his prime, and he still has some talent, and he still has them hammers. You don't want to waste your talent. So while he's in his prime years, even though he got suspended, he's like, "Hey, I'm still gonna get a bag." I knew he was gonna do something for a bag fighting wise, you know.
Yeah, me too. I figured he would. I mean, as soon as he got suspended, he was talking about doing UFC. So like, matter,
Exactly.
matter of time. And I hate that Ryan Garcia is in this situation, man, because before the Devin Haney fight, I was a legitimate Ryan Garcia. I ain't even gonna say fan, but supporter. You know what I mean? It kind of I'm not so much supporting Devin Haney. I'm a little bit more heartbroken by Ryan Garcia's behavior, especially after the fight. Um, but I'm hoping for the best, man. I ain't gonna lie. I was on a panel with some cats, and we literally prayed for Ryan Garcia. Like, man, like little bro got to get it.
Yeah, nah, he's still young.
Yeah, facts. That's what Mom said. You would have gave me damn $50 million at 25. I would have been Ryan Garcia. Like easy.
Yeah,
I got money, baby. Don't tell me nothing. But let me get your thoughts on this fight here, Cons. We were talking about Arrow a little bit previously, but him and Sebastian Fundora, they supposed to be squaring off. Now I know that the fight, they date got moved. A lot of people thought the fight had gotten canceled, but in reality, they haven't reset the fight date. But it's just being moved, I think, to like November or somewhere. But how do you think? You think the truth still got anything left in the tank? Do you think Sebastian Fundora is gonna overwhelm him? How do you see that fight playing out?
I'm glad you asked me this because I've been talking about it a lot with people, and I've been telling everybody I think Pandora is gonna get it. I hate to say it because Errol Spence is one of my favorite all time fighters. I love Errol Spence. I like his style with the following the jab.
Yeah,
I think he's ridiculous. I think he's honestly he's one of him and Bud Crawford are the best welterweights of my time, you know.
Yeah, yeah, respectfully, I take that.
And after the accidents, I just feel like he didn't look the same versus Ugas and Bud Crawford. I'll be honest, he really didn't.
Yeah, I, and I guess because I'm an Errol Spence guy as well, I try to downplay it in my head, but I ain't never been in a car accident. You know, knock on wood, pray all that good stuff. Hopefully, it never happens. But I couldn't even imagine coming out of a car accident that he even had like more than one too. Like I think he had a one or two,
Too, yeah.
and then having to reconstruct your body. You know, then to get artificial teeth. Like man, and then be coming back fighting the most dangerous sport on the planet Earth. Uh, I mean, I think a lot of credit goes to Arrow for his dedication. You know, his commitment to coming back to form and then taking a fight like Ugas, because Ugas ain't no punk. You know what I mean? And then of course fighting Bud. I love Errol Spence too, man, and I love how you said it, Cons. It's a matter of the fact that I think what I seen from Sebastian Fundora. Did you see him versus Tim Zoo?
Oh yeah, that Sebastian Fundora, he's no joke. This
Yeah.
guy's freaking 6'6", and he could really throw. He could fight on the inside too.
hmm that's what I'm nervous about. Like, dude, this ain't no, you know what I mean. And I know Arrow has his whole no tuna fight, philosophy, but Fundora, bro, it's just like, not only is he long, but he can take it. He got a chin on him because Tim Zoo was rocking his shit, a couple times. But Tim Zoo is a little bigger than Arrow. Uh, I don't know. I'm in the same boat with you, Connor. I think this is gonna be the end of the line for Errol Spence, man. If he lose this fight, I don't think he could come back. He's gonna have to be a gatekeeper at that point.
Yeah, I think he's coming close to retirement. I think he's just trying to get maybe one less bag and just say, "Oh, I'm out the door. I made my money."
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. And it'd probably be best for him. I hate for Arrow to be out there getting pummeled on. Every fight he take, bunch of nobodies. You know how Roy Jones ended his career? Just a bunch of tomato can John Doe's was
Yeah.
knocking him around. It's like that shit used to break my heart, bro. But I definitely got Sebastian Fundora winning that one. I hate to say with a knockout.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
same.
hopefully it's a UD, but we shall see. We shall see. Oh, let me see what else we got on the docket here, Cons. Anything you want to chop it up about? I think we hit all our.
Uh, yeah. We should. What do you think Devin Haney should do for his next fight? Say the pit bull's out the door.
I like what you said. You know what I mean? I'm gonna segue a little bit off what you said. I love for him to fight Pitbull Cruz. Of course, that's a name, and I think that'd be a fair enough challenge for him. I would love to see
We
that fight.
sparked the we
I would,
sparked the fire in him.
yeah. I think Pitbull would do that, and Pitbull is one of those fighters, like you said, Berlanga too. He ain't gonna be in there doing too much sweet science. He come to fight. So
Yeah.
uh, I think that'd be a good challenge for him. I think Rolly Romero probably might be a good. I think Rolly then lost a little bit of value after getting knocked around by Pitbull Cruz because Pitbull did him worse than Tank did, and it's kind of I don't know. I think he may have lost some value, but I ain't gonna lie, Paulie. I know me and you done had a few debates about this, but I think we agree in the sense of I wouldn't mind seeing Devin Haney come back and get it in blood, man. Wait till Ryan Garcia is eligible.
That's what I want to see.
Schedule that fight because Ryan will be back around April sometime ish next year. So, start heating up around 2025, talking talking a little shit, if you will. And then come March, April, we'll get another fight out of it. But I think I'm not sure if it's either April or July. I forget which one.
You know what it is, bro?
Hmm.
As boxing fans, we're all savages. As the fighters, we're all fighters, even if we're not in the ring. We like
Facts.
this fighting shit. We like this beef stuff.
Facts.
So we didn't want to see Devin Haney complain or bitch. We want to see him get it back in blood. We want to see him be a gangster. We're fighters at the end of the day. Let's get it popping, you know?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's just a I think it's two things that go into that, Uncle Paulie. Tell me what you think, Cons, if you agree with me on this. One, all right, this is professional sports, blah blah blah. A lot of money on the line for a lot of people. I know dudes right now that put their money on Devin Haney and lost it. Ain't no receipts. You know what I mean? Ain't no receipts. So that's I think that's kind of like the part of the story that nobody's talking about. Ryan Garcia, what he did was unexcusable, but the fact of the matter that more than just Devin Haney got screwed. Like I know real time people that have lost big money, you know what I'm saying, on that fight, and there's no way for them to get it back. And it's not just Ryan cheating Devin Haney or Bill Haney. It's like, bro, you cheated the fans. You know what I mean? We really wanted to see Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney toe to toe at their best, and then all of this cheating shit just kind of thrown the vibes off. So uh that's just one thing. And then my second thing is Devin Haney ain't no street dude, man. He didn't, you know what I mean? How many times the street
Yeah.
dude in is Bill Haney. So if Bill Haney would have got smacked around, let's just say by Bernard Hopkins, and then we read in the next day that Bill Haney filing a lawsuit. Now I'm like, hey, come on, Haney. You know what I'm saying? You supposed to be the big dog, but Devin Haney has said himself he ain't no street dude. He said he left the streets to his dad, blah blah blah. That's kind of like the
Hey,
same.
smart.
Yeah, he's smart. He a prep kid, you know. And Regis Progress was making fun of him about that, but I'm like, shit, nigga. Me as a street nigga, I would love for my son to be a prep kid. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't fun being from the hood. I know you know too, Con. It ain't fun being amongst wolves. So it's the matter of the fact that I'm not knocking
Plus,
Haney.
when you're rich, you get robbed. It don't matter if he's a
Exactly.
good fighter or anything.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
Can't
Haney
fight a bullet.
me and you get robbed. It's like, damn, that was the last I had. Like,
You know?
I'm one of the wolves like you, bro. I got $2 in my pocket for some relos, nigga. I ain't rich, but uh, I think that the way Devin Haney handled it, he got a lot of heat for it. But it's like, bro, this is what he is. Devin Haney. I don't think he's a snitch or nothing. I think that he's a professional boxer. He's not from the same element that we from.
Yeah, he's a civilian. I agree with that.
And but I ain't trying to shoot no bill. Like I'm gonna be honest, Cons. I was agreeing with you at a lot of points as far as Devin Haney and how he was moving after the fact. I am happy that he got his that loss taken off, because at the end of the day, I just want to see fair fighting. I mean, I don't care if you my guy. If Errol Spence cheated, I'd be on his ass too. You know what I mean? Bud cheated, I'd be on his ass. Canelo cheated, I'd be. Caleb Plant, all of my guys, I'm gonna hold you to the same standard as I'm gonna hold anybody else. So I don't agree with cheating at all. I don't even really agree with how Devin Haney was moving afterwards, but I'm glad that kind of like the universe is balanced again, because Ryan was wilding, bro. He was he was wilding, talking about the Illuminati and all this crazy shit. It's like, my guy, I get it, but we keep that offline. You did. you making the conspiracists look crazy.
Yeah, I think Ryan has worse problems than just the juice. I feel like he might be on some type of substance. He was talking about going to rehab. I
Yeah,
hope he does. I honestly would like to see Ryan Garcia as a dedicated boxer. You know, get off the internet and just go hit the gym. You know, really train, take it real serious. I think he could be real good, but I feel like he's halfway in and halfway out. You know.
yeah, yeah. I think he's having too much fun. Like, he's dedicated. Some like you say, he got one foot in the door. Where Ryan is a formidable opponent. I don't think that anybody just could just walk up and beat him. But if he was
Yeah,
more
he's not a
dedicated,
kid, okay.
in fact, and if he was more dedicated, he would be. It would be Ryan, Tank, and Devin right now. It'd be those three. They would be the three kings, and then you could slide in To, Pitbull, whoever you want to put in as number 4, Shakur. You know, and I know I'll be giving you a hard time about To. I rock with To. Let me ask you this, Cons. Just be honest. Do you think
Where
that do you think that To is a little scared of Cambosis? I mean, I ain't saying he is, but I'm just kind of hypothesizing here.
the he, Theo Febo's words were that he chased the rematch with Cambosis, and that Cambosis didn't want to do the rematch, and that he moved up in weight, and Cambosis didn't want to move up in weight. But
Okay.
I don't. Who knows if it's true? You know, there's always three sides of the story: his side, my side, and then the truth. You know.
Right. Yep. Yep. Okay, I agree with that. I wasn't
Well,
aware of
I
T.O. saying.
think my bad not to cut you off, but I think out of regular night, Theo smokes George Cambosis boots.
Yeah, yeah. I think that I was rewatching that fight the other day. I think T.O. just came out too hype, man. If he would have came out and just stuck to his plan, because it was a good fight after they both knocked
In
each other.
his hometown,
Say it again.
in, in his hometown too, Brooklyn.
T.O. from Brooklyn.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay. I don't know why I thought he was from the West Coast.
He was born in Brooklyn, but he moved to Florida and grew up in Florida. That's why he fought in Miami or whatever.
Yeah, facts. That's right. I said West Coast, but yeah, I was thinking Florida because he just fought in Miami. And T.O. kind of remind me of a Florida dude, real flashy.
Uh,
Um,
Theo Senior was the one who was from Brooklyn.
okay, Pops and BK.
He used to be Theo said in an interview that his father was a Golden Glove boxer in the 90s.
Word. Have you ever seen any of his Pops fights? Or I mean, if there's anything
Yeah,
on record?
I no, I never seen anything, but I definitely believe it because obviously he's a trainer, so he definitely has probably a background in fighting, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I be liking that when your pops train you. I think like those fighters just have a little bit more nuance to their game. Even Errol, his dad ain't his quote unquote trainer, but his pops is
I
always in
got
the
a question for you.
yo.
Your favorite boxing dad?
Uh, I'm gonna be biased. I gotta go with Bill Haney just because I think he's like probably the most polarizing guy.
Yeah,
Uh, I think I got to rock with Bill just because Bill, I'm gonna say it like this: Bill reminds me a lot of me in the sense of the kind of dad I would want to be. Me being from where I'm from, my whole life is gonna be dedicated to cleaning up my past and then creating a future for my children. So, and then
yeah.
hopefully, they could take the baton and go a lot further with it. But at the same time, I know I'm gonna sound crazy because we were just talking about Devin and all that. I'm gonna sound biased, but I'm gonna go with Bill. Who you got?
I agree with you too that Bill Haney's a hell of a dad, and he does a great job training and managing Devin Haney's career. You got to think the only bad thing that happened, the guy failed a drug test for the win.
Yeah.
So basically, he's still flawless. You know,
Yeah,
he at the end of the day, he's a great manager. He's one of the best at. Honestly, he's the best at managing Devin's career, like out of the fathers. You know,
yeah,
but for me, Big Big John Fury. He reminds me of my dad because he's a big Irish goon, you know.
yeah, yeah. I forgot about John Free. John Free be talking crazy. I'll fight you.
That headbutt to the
Yeah,
littlest guy in Usyk's camp.
damn, I forgot about John Free, a goon, man. Like, and didn't he threaten like Mike Tyson or somebody? He was supposed to fight somebody, like a legitimate
Yeah,
boxer.
he wanted Mike Tyson.
I like to see that. I love to see that. Just because Tyson's such a character himself. Ain't no pun intended. I just noticed that he named his kid after Mike, but
You know what it is? Because I'm an Irish goon too, so
yeah,
I gotta stick with my Irish goons. You know what I mean? Like I said, he reminds me of my pops. Big John Fury is a big Irish goon that's like heavy, like my pops. So
yeah. I see that connection, that Irish family.
Yeah.
Are you in Boston? Cons?
Nah, I was born in South Boston, Irish hood, Whitey Bulger's hood, and I moved to Norwood, another place in Mass, and then I moved to Johnston. You know DJ Paulie D?
Yeah, yeah.
I grew up in Johnston, like 2 blocks away from him, like 5 minutes outside of Providence.
That's crazy, bro. Really? Did you ever chop it up?
Yeah.
Like have I ain't gonna say relationship, but that neighborhood connection.
Nah, actually, the funny part is everybody used to see him go jogging, and that's what people knew him for, jogging every day, even in the rain. And people would be like, "Oh, this guy's jogging in the rain. He's crazy." What they gotta say? Dedication. Every day he was jogging.
Exactly what it is. You know what I mean? People think you crazy when dedication looks crazy to undedicated people. So, nah, that's a fact. That's crazy. I grew up. Well, I ain't gonna say I grew up, but um, I grew up in the same era as Derrick Rose. And one of my crowning moment, I had to hit dude with a boom boom and hit him with a left stop. You know what I mean? But
You
growing
scored
up,
on him.
huh?
You scored on Derrick Rose.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It was light work, Uncle Paul. We lost.
Well,
We lost by like 15. He went to like the damn near the Alabama Roll Tide School of Chicago. It's a school called Simeon
yeah.
High School. And my uncles, they went there. They was like 5-star athletes with baseball. They damn near played with the Chicago Cubs. But D Rose, him, and another cat, his name skips me. But they was like, the 1-2 punch. And but I got my little highlight against D Rose. I wish cell phones was a little bit more prevalent. That was back when we had the razors and shit. So
Yeah, yeah, the Razor.
you had the razor too.
That's dope because me, I'm biased with NBA. At least I'm real. I'm biased towards the Boston Celtics,
You gotta be, bro. I'm not
and
mad.
but I still like some players that are not Boston Celtics, obviously. And
Mm.
my favorite point guards that are non-Boston Celtics is Allen Iverson, number one, and then Derrick Rose.
Hey,
I love
respect.
Derrick Rose. That's my goon right there. I feel like you know what it was? He was going for them high layups
Mm-hmm.
because he could really jump. He was doing like 360 layups, all these crazy layups. And I feel like that's what made him injured. Kind of like Westbrook. He would attack the rim too much. It was only a matter of time before they got injured, you know? Their game
Yep.
was too athletic,
Yep.
based on athleticism.
And that was the number one thing, man. Everybody, I remember back in the city because in high school, Derrick Rose still had that same athleticism. He was still jumping over everybody even then. But everybody used to be like, "Man, bro, get a 3-point, develop your game because bro, you
Yeah,
can't play like that forever." Especially not. He was 6'3", and then you got damn Jordan, what's it, DeAndre Jordan, 7'1", just waiting on you, gonna crash, and block his. It's like D Rose. That was the one thing that I always wanted him to kind of develop was more of a jump shot. He started developing his mid range, and now he's developed his 3-point shot a little bit more. But if he would have did that back when he was with Chicago in his prime, and he probably would have been one of the best point guards of all time. You know what I mean?
you know what's a problem? I always tell people when you're a point guard or a shooting guard and you're not crazy tall in the NBA, when you get injured and you lose your explosiveness, you have to rely on your 3 point shot. And
Mm-hmm.
then it sucks because they know you're not going to go to the rim, so they're guarding you for the 3 point shot now. So
Yeah.
it pretty much like someone like Kemba Walker. That's what happened to him. He hurt his knee. It took
Mm-hmm.
his explosiveness away. He had to rely on being a shooter, but people knew he wasn't explosive to go to the rim, so they always guarded him for the three.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point. And even when Kemba was in his prime, he always reminded me like the poor man's Kyrie. You know what I mean? Respectfully, not no diss to him, but
The
uh,
short version of Kyrie, yep.
mm-hmm. I
Because
used to,
Kyrie's at least a decent height. I feel like Kemba's like 5'11" or something.
yeah,
He's like
Kemba.
my height.
Yeah, he like 6'1" in gym shoes. So you take them on, like, he's small. And as you can see, UConn representing down there in the bottom left corner. That's my college program for basketball. Been loving them since Rip Hamilton. No, Rip Hamilton is kind of like the guy that got me over there, but I used to like Ray Allen. But that was like my
Oh,
older
I
brother.
love it.
Yeah, Ray Allen at UConn was crazy. Ray Allen, that first version of Ray Allen, people be forgetting that he used to dunk, he'd be yamming on niggas. Like, and
Do
then
Eglet gig.
the Jesus Shuttleworth, that's what everybody used to call him when he was really in his bag. But
You
damn,
know
how
what? With Ray Allen, I used to love Ray Allen. That was like my favorite shooting guard of all time, obviously, for being on the Celtics. When
yeah,
he went to Miami Heat, it it broke my heart. And it
man,
always broke my heart so much that I never really show him love because I always kept a grudge. I wanted him to ride out with Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett. And since
yep.
he didn't, I kind of look at him like a snake because I'm a Celtic die hard till I die.
Oh yeah, and respectfully, that it's been a few superstars that have done y'all dirty, man. Unfortunately, Kyrie, I ain't gonna say did. Well, yeah, Kyrie kind of did y'all dirty too with that whole
You know,
"I promise
you
I'm gonna
know
be
what it
here."
is with Kyrie though. In a way, we weren't mad because it was kind of like a mutual breakup in a way. Because
Yeah,
when he said at the beginning of the season, "I want to come back," the vibe
mhm,
was like, "Oh, we all want him back." Then
yeah,
at the end of the season, the vibe changed. He,
yeah,
d- I think that season, yeah, I remember it. He choked kind of versus the Bucks. He was putting up too many shots, and then they said to him in the post game interview, "Oh, you shot a bad percentage," and he said, "I don't care." And
yeah.
then he came out the next game and did the same thing, and it
Mhm,
just seemed like he didn't care, and the Boston Celtics weren't a good fit. When Brad Stevens would call plays, he wouldn't even care.
mhm.
It was just like I don't know, it was a toxic relationship. So I feel like the breakup was mutual, kind of.
Yeah, yeah, me too. I think that everybody's kind of overhyping it since y'all, ran back into them in the finals. But I don't think there's really any beef. Not nothing near as what Ray Allen, all the hell y'all be giving him, and even KG and Truth. I know they done made up now, but man, that used to be some real hip hop level beef. But I thought Ray Allen was dirty, for going to Miami of all teams. You know what I mean? You gonna go to the op, bro? The rival. I think you think y'all got a chance to repeat. Well, let me ask you this, Cons. How do you feel about this Jaylen Brown since we cooking on the Celtics? The Jaylen Brown situation, man. Talking about the Olympics, him and Grant Hill going back and forth in the media. What you think about your guy, man? Your Finals MVP, your Eastern Conference Finals MVP.
You know what it is? He won Eastern Conference MVP and Finals MVP. Right now, he's hot. He just signed a $300 million contract. Right
Mm-hmm.
now, Jalen's at the top.
Yeah,
When you're at the top, everybody's coming for you.
yeah,
Just like Devin Haney and Dio and all these guys in boxing, it's the same way with basketball.
yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and I think the thing that is about Jaylen Brown is two things. Uh, he walked to the beat of his own drum. Jaylen Brown ain't the PC kind of guy. Like, oh yeah, it was a good game. Nah. Jaylen Brown, if he got something to say, he gonna say it, and he don't really care about how you feel. And two, uh, I think it was so unexpected. You know what I mean? I think everybody. I don't know if you can speak to this, Cons, because this is your house. This is the Celtics house. I think everybody has this. I don't want to say agenda, but this like itch to put Jason Tatum over Jaylen Brown. So to see Jaylen Brown, pop out like he's doing and really proving himself to be the big dog, you know what I mean? And I ain't taking nothing from JT. It's just that a lot of people kind of discounted what Jaylen Brown's contributions was because last year, I don't know if you remember, Cons, everybody was talking about y'all got to get rid of him, send him to Houston. Would he make it? He make I can't think of Udoka, Ime Udoka.
Yeah, Udoka.
Y'all's old coach. Everybody was saying he should go over there with him. But then, he had this breakout year, and not just in the sense of stats, because he didn't really do too much stats, but just as far as his leadership role, sacrificing stats, so Drew Holiday and Derek White and KP could eat. And I think that's like that old school leadership. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna do what I got to do to make sure that my team wins. Do you agree to that? That people really just want to put Jason Tatum over him for whatever reason?
I agree. I feel like outside of the Celtics, I was always hearing, "Oh, trade Jaylen Brown, trade him for Bill, trade him for Harden, trade him for Jimmy Butler, trade him for Kawhi Leonard." And I was telling people, don't break up these Jays. They're still young. Let's keep giving them a chance because what was LeBron 28? Steph Curry was like 26, 27. It takes years to win a championship. People think you're going to be like 22 years old and win a championship. That you're not, because you're still young, you're still developing your skills, and it takes them losses to learn how to win.
Mm-hmm. That's a great point, Con. I said the same thing. And you know what? The Jays, as far as their story arc, I'm not saying, I ain't comparing, skill levels at all, or where they actually rank in history. But as far as story arc, going through the mud, your Jays are the only guys I've seen get it out the mud together. That reminds me of how Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen used to do it. You know what I mean? Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen was getting dogged by the bad boy Pistons every year. And before we ran into the bad boy Pistons, the old school Cleveland Cavaliers used to give us hell as well until Jordan, had that shot to get us over the hump. But just the coming of age story, I didn't want the Jays to be broken up either, because I felt like, like you said, keep giving them a chance. They learning. You know what I mean? Every time they got sent to the crib, they came back stronger the next year. And maybe the Splash Brothers, maybe a little bit, you could say, on that same kind of duo, we came up together.
You
What do
know
you
what
think?
it is too? The Celtics, they play kind of like the 2014 Spurs, where they're not too ball heavy on guys. They're unpredictable. They got five guys that could score, and
Mm-hmm.
that's why Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, they didn't have like too great of scoring numbers in the finals. But everybody knows they're the best player.
Right. Mm-hmm. I agree with that 100%. Kind of. That's crazy. You say that. What do you think about? Damn, it was somebody I was just about to ask you about. It slipped off the head, on top of my head.
The Celtics.
Yeah, I had another Celtics questions for you. Uh, But I don't know. You be on one track and be like, shit, I'm gonna smoke that blunt later.
Mhm.
Totally just do a butterfly off my thought. But nah, and I definitely think that y'all. Oh yeah, y'all remind me a lot of that. Yeah, I didn't think initially the 2014 Spurs, but yeah. But as far as that ball movement, and then also
The
having
offense. Yeah.
somebody that could be a star all of a sudden, you know what I mean? Y'all got two of them. If you need 30 from Jalen, if you need 30 from Tatum, on any given night, they can get that to you. But I'm very impressed, man. And what you giving me your boys a chance to repeat, as far as a percentage wise, what you got them on?
I'd probably say like 50%,
50? Why you say just 50?
because as much as I like my team, I gotta see how every other team looks. I gotta see how the teams in the West look next year. I feel like the West was overrated this year. I feel like there was no team in the West that was too like dominant. Like going into the playoffs, I thought the Mavericks were gonna lose against the Clippers.
Mm-hmm.
Who they play the second round?
SGA, OKC, those guys.
Yeah, we thought they were gonna lose again. We thought they were gonna lose against the Timberwolves. They weren't like I'm not trying to knock the Mavs, but I don't look at their lineup like a championship lineup.
Yeah, I agree. they snuck into the final. I think everybody had either Denver going or maybe the Minnesota Timberwolves sneaking in there just because they got hot and they had a good defense.
You know what I think? I I remember you said the Nuggets. I had the Nuggets too. I feel like if they were healthy, they would honestly be there. And I feel like
Mhm.
losing Bruce Brown was definitely a big deal. They ignored it, and you can't ignore key players on a championship team. You got to always replace them.
Mhm. Yeah. Hey, you know why that happened? I just recently found out. Uh,
But
the Denver Nuggets. Okay, the year that they won the championship, the very next year they got a new, I think, owner or GM, one of the two. And this nigga is reckless. Like he talking about all we need is Joker, and he was like, get rid of everybody else, and that's why they let Bruce Brown walk for nothing. And now they let KCP walk for nothing because this dude is still on that same agenda. He just kind
oh,
of
I forgot that to the Magic, right?
yep. 3 years, I think like 66 million. So a very affordable contract if the Denver Nuggets and you got a championship roster. You need a KCP just like you need your Bruce Brown. But uh yeah, it's crazy work, man. I kind of
That's a big hit.
it's very yeah. And if I'm Joker, I'm pissed. I'm like, all right, bro, you let two of my championship pieces walk for nothing, and then respectfully, Michael Porter don't deserve no damn $200 million contract. Like that dude is very much so overpaid. Uh, I don't know where the Denver Nuggets are gonna go from here, but yeah, man, they got that new owner and dude reckless. As far as y'all supposed to be selling the team, right?
Oh, yeah, the owner, I guess, wants to sell the team. I don't
Yeah,
know if he did or not. I didn't keep up with it.
yeah, nah, ain't nothing happened yet. It was really just a rumor going around, but I was just wondering what you would think about that. I mean, the ownership usually don't truly matter unless it's a butthole like this guy over here in Denver. But
You
I
know
think
what I think? I
what's
think
up?
the Celtics need to add a little at the setter position just in case Porzingis gets injured, that Horford's getting old. We,
Yeah,
you know who I'm thinking? I think Daniel Deese. Daniel Deese is a free agent. He always works good with the Celtics. I'm a big fan. I would love to bring him back in. Someone that could fill the role when Porzingis and Big Al aren't playing. You know.
yeah, yeah. I like that. That wouldn't be a bad move, especially if you can stay upright, stay healthy. Who's that other guy? Y'all got another dude. I think he's like number
Luke
41.
Cordet.
Luke Cornett. Yeah, yeah. Is what position does he play? Is he a small forward or a bigger
Oh,
guy?
oh,
Luke Cornett.
Luke Cordet's a big setter. He's 7'2" or so, 7'1".
You think you could develop him into being that guy? I doubt
Oh,
y'all gonna
are
be able
you
to get anybody. I don't think y'all could get anybody out of the free agency pool. Y'all didn't pay everybody.
you talking about the rookie?
Luke Cornett's a rookie.
No, I think you're talking about maybe the rookie or that Portuguese, that guy from Portugal,
Mm-hmm.
the center. You might be
Mm-hmm.
talking about him. I forgot his name.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm talking about him. I didn't know Luke Cornett was. I mean, I'm not gonna say I didn't know, but I wasn't positively sure what position he played. But yeah, I think I was talking about the other guy from Portugal. If y'all could develop him,
Yeah, he's a center too, and we just re-signed him.
yeah.
He's pretty good. He was putting up double doubles when they had him in the rotation. We had a West Coast trip against like the Lakers, the Warriors, and the Clippers, and he
Mm-hmm.
played good. He had double doubles every time he was in the rotation.
Yeah. Who did y'all get out the draft, Cons? Did you keep up with that?
Yeah, he's like a small forward. He looks pretty good. He's like Luke Cornett, like
Yeah.
a white dude that looks like Luke Cornett, like a small forward. I think or shooting guard. I think he's 6'7". He looks pretty good. I don't think he'll get minutes. Personally, I don't think Joe likes to play rookies.
Yeah,
But if somebody's injured during the season or something like that, the regular season, I could see maybe them getting some minutes.
yeah, yeah. Respectfully, that'd be dope. I don't know how many minutes you gonna have left for him. Between Drew, Derek, and the Jays. But I see the young man shine. I know he was doing this thing in the summer league. I was kind of tapping in into the summer league stuff and getting in and out. But damn, Cons, we gotta do this more often, man. What's your schedule like, bro? We need to do a permanent little. We've been talking about doing a podcast for some time, man. You gotta make your schedule, man, so we can do this popping. I'm already taking
Yeah,
notes, Cons. I'm letting you know, bro. It's a lot of stuff cooking behind the scenes. So, and I'll be telling we be talking this as well. So, uh, but yeah, man, what's your schedule like, bro? We got to get this basketball and this boxing podcast.
my schedule's all messed up right now, but we'll figure it out soon. We'll talk about that further, figure something out, put something together.
Okay, okay, facts. Well, what y'all doing? Y'all going live on ABB? I think you said tomorrow.
Yeah, probably. I'm not sure. I'll ask the tomato kid, and then I'll let you know.
Who is Paul Thompson? You rock with him?
Oh yeah, that's the big bro.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
dude's cool.
yeah, man. I have some good dialogue with him. And he was supposed to pull up tonight, but I think he just whatever happened. Shout
I
out to him.
respect that.
Yeah, hopefully we can get him on the next stream. But yeah, for sure, Cons, man. Again, I just want to give you your flowers, man. Appreciate you for not only pulling up today, but rocking with your boy since nobody knew the name, nobody knew the brand. And like I say, Con, definitely I'm one of those people that really appreciate loyalty, man. I didn't have so many goddamn butter knives in my back. It's like
You know what, too? Like, I only been doing the boxing media thing for like maybe 2 years or something like that, and I think you're one of the first people that I added. I think maybe before I did it, I'm not sure.
really?
I think maybe 2 years ago when I first started doing it.
Yeah, that's about the time I started. And it had to be, man. But it's kind of funny how time be flying, man. We've been rocking, yeah, for about 2 years. Even damn, I wasn't even keeping track. But that's funny, man. Yeah, you definitely my brother in this game, bro. And like I say, when I'm cooking, wherever I go, you going with me, Con. Shit, we gonna go and take this thing over together. Go pull up to
You
some
know
real.
what, dude?
One more
We
time.
need Dio versus David Haiti so we can be. That's what we need. Get things spicy.
Hey, we might have to do that in person just in case it get a little too spicy and you got to go spar real quick. Like, all right, Con, you didn't say it wrong.
Nah, I can't hit my friends. I'm just weird like that.
And I'll say, bro, I always tell my brothers, hey, I'm gonna fight for you, bro. I never fight with you. You know what I mean? We can't smoke
Yeah.
about it and get over it. Then I just give you a day or two, till we get to our calmer heads. But yeah, nah, I never fight. I never fight with my family. I just stop talking to you for a couple of days and then we'll come back to it. But nah, bro, like I said, we didn't had our differences. We didn't had a couple. I know I didn't got a little
The
upset with
David Haiti.
that. I be heated, man. It'd be so many damn trolls, Con. It's not a lot of dudes. I know you run into this too, man. It won't be a lot of dudes that just want to have a conversation. It'd be niggas that just want to antagonize you. You know what I mean? Like, boy, you don't know nothing.
You
You
know
stupid.
what it is too? Sometimes you put like you could put a mad informative post up and then nobody will pay attention. You put some goofy shit, some funny shit, all of a sudden when you're trolling, boom, everybody's paying attention. But
Yep,
when I put a post and I'm informative, I'm trying to break stuff down, nobody's paying attention.
yep, nope. I see it all day. It's kind of funny. It kind of be like that with my LeBron James post, bro. It'd be like I'll post about Joel Embiid. You know what I mean? Zeke, maybe 2, 3, 4 other people might say something. You post something about LeBron, that bitch going viral. It's like, bro, what? Jeremy Ribbons. Hey, shout out to Rev, man. He my number
Yeah,
one.
that's the bro.
He always. I tell Rev this. This is my take about Rev is that as long as he ain't talking about LeBron James, that brother be talking some sports, like he actually knows his stuff, but it's just like he throw all that away when it come to LeBron. He like, yeah, 4 and 6, you the GOAT. Like, oh, okay. You nigga be talking hockey, he come to his senses and be like, "No, Wayne Gretzky to go." You know what I mean? I'm like, all right, I can rock with that. I can rock with that. But the
You,
moment he started
you
talking
know
about
what it is? My
what it is,
whole thing is like I don't. I'm not trying to argue who's the GOAT, but if you're gonna ask me who's my opinion, I'm gonna tell you.
right?
And I feel like in basketball, just like boxing, any sport, the rules changing. I feel like you almost can't say who's a GOAT, but at the same time, it's who was the most dominant of their era
Amen.
because they're not playing each other. So personally, I put Michael Jordan as the GOAT, and I'm not the biggest Michael Jordan fan.
Yeah, yeah,
That's just how I am. You know, Michael Jordan is the GOAT to me personally. But
yep.
if someone feels like LeBron's the GOAT, I'll say honestly, I feel like LeBron isn't the GOAT. I feel like he's more like a great sidekick.
Yeah,
That's not dissing him. He obviously got great talent. Like
mhm,
2012, 2013, LeBron was like, all right, he's number one option. He's the best player in the NBA. I'll give him his flowers. But I didn't feel like he was the best in the finals, like that dominant LeBron, unless it was 2012, 2013 LeBron. You know?
yeah. Those are probably the two best years. And I can't hold you. Back in the 2K days when we was in the college dorm, it was me and Bron racking up rent money.
Yeah.
Who want to play a game real quick? I need some noodles. Yeah. So my only thing about it's not LeBron, bro. I could tolerate LeBron. LeBron is a diva. It's the Bron sexuals, cons. I just because they don't want to have those conversations, and I ain't gonna make this a LeBron James stream. But when you start having a logical conversation, all right, like you said, 2012, 2013. It was nobody else on the planet better than LeBron James, respectfully. But if you start talking about 2014 when he got blown off the floor by a 38-year-old Tim Duncan and a 35-year-old Manu Ginobili, it's like, come on, gang. Like, what are we doing? How much time has passed from 2012 to 2014? How do you go from the most dominant player to getting blown off the court? And when you ask those kind of questions, all of a sudden you are a LeBron James hater. And it's like, okay, all
Or
right, you didn't
or,
hear.
or 2011. I thought Dirk was the best player of that series. Personally, I thought
Mm.
LeBron checked out.
Nah, he definitely did. And I believe D Wade took over that series. The Eastern Conference, he was damn near, tearing the Bulls apart. And we had no answer for him. Young Jimmy was getting eaten at that time. Even Chris Bosh. Not a lot of people talk about Chris Bosh, man. Bosh was a very big contributor. And that's another thing about LeBron. It's like all
Stretch
of a
five.
sudden, what'd you say, Cons? I'm sorry.
Stretch five. He would when he was playing by Celtics. Kevin Garnett. One thing about him, he didn't have great perimeter defense, and
Mm-hmm.
Chris Bosh would kill us because KG didn't like to run out to the 3 point line. He liked to be a rim protector.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And that was pretty much the biggest mismatch, just because KG was pretty much a traditional big man, and then Chris Bosh coming with this new age stuff that everybody doing now. Bosh,
Oh, I
Kevin Love.
hated it.
Yeah, me too. But like I say, when it came down to college and that 2K13, 2K14 had to get popped in and money had to be made. Oh yeah, let's go, Bosh. I used to always love hitting, the mid range on the side.
Yeah.
Chris Bosh was a force surefire thing. He hit you with a couple 2, 3 threes too, but that midi was dangerous. So, but a lot of times, when you play with LeBron James, man, all of that stuff get lost in the sauce. You know what I mean? It's like I was telling a dude today. I don't know if you remember, Cons, the old Cleveland Cavaliers squads. Them niggas was stacked. Talking about Mo Williams was a bucket. Boobie Gibson was a bucket. Zilgaustris was a damn oak tree.
Shaq.
Shaq, he didn't get prime Shaq, but the Shaq he got, he could have won with that Shaq. Shaq was still Shaq was always 378 pounds. So it don't matter what you do. Give me the ball, and one of them. But yeah, Antoine Jameson, Larry Hughes, LeBron James has had quote unquote help. It's just when you talking to the Bron sexuals, man, it's like, hey, LeBron did everything. Like, okay, I don't know any players that don't have help not making it to the finals. Because right now, LaMelo Ball is in Charlotte with the Charlotte Hornets. Nigga ain't got no help. He ain't gonna never sniff an NBA final. So that's what a bad team with a decent player looks like. LeBron ain't never been in that scenario, So, but
I agree. I feel like LeBron and Kevin Durant, like they're kind of like similar, like they're ring chasers.
mhm,
No disrespect, I like Kevin Durant a lot. I'm not a big LeBron fan. I'm
okay.
not biased, but I feel you gotta ask yourself if these guys didn't put together these super teams, what would their careers be like? Like, look at Carmelo Anthony. He
Hmm.
didn't really go to any super teams till he was in his 30s already. Like
Hmm.
a prime Carmelo on a super team, you
Would have
never
been
know what he looked like.
nasty. If they, I don't know if you know, Mello got a podcast, man, and he'd be dope. It'd be really dope. He really be
I'm
dropping
gonna
some
check
gems.
it out.
Yeah, I forget what it's called. I think it's like Midnight in Brooklyn or something like that. Because he from out there as well. He a East Coast hitter too. But his podcast is very informative. He really get into some nitty gritties. He ain't just up there just fluffing it up. You know what I mean? He talked about that whole Miami situation, how they invited him to come over there, but Melo was literally like, "Nah, I mean, I got my own thing going on. Me and the New York Knicks, bro. We just came out the
Yeah,
Eastern Conference semi, so why would I? You niggas getting blown out in the first round. We got something going over here. So I always respected Carmelo for that. And I don't know if you know, Michael Jordan loved Carmelo just because of his mentality. You know what I mean? And so if Jordan could rock with you, I guess I can rock with you. If he
you
and
know
Jordan,
what? With Carmelo, he got robbed his rookie year. I thought he what rookie of the year over LeBron. He made the playoffs. LeBron didn't make the playoffs. You check their stats. He had better percentage
yeah,
and he had better stats like scoring, rebounding, etc. And
yeah.
on top of that, I feel like Carmelo he kind of chose the money over the super team. Like he got a bag from the Knicks.
Well, that was part of it. But I don't know if you remember, Cons. He had Amari Stoudemire, Tyson Chandler, Raymond Felton. Raymond Felton was still decent at the
Jason
time.
Kidd,
J.R. Smith. Was Jason Kidd on that team? Yeah, J. Kidd was with the Knicks. Damn, Cons. You made me
yeah,
forget about that one. Uh,
Shumpert.
Shumpert, yeah, young defensive dog Shumpert. Like that's why he would
I
turn it down.
remember that team because one year all the experts say that the Celtics are gonna beat the Knicks. I'm going into it. It's our last hoorah. The
Right.
the Celtics, Paul Pierce, KG, Rondo. So we get to the Rondo gets injured. We get to the playoffs. I'm thinking we're gonna beat these guys. Jason Kidd, Sharper, they play excellent defense on Paul Pierce.
Mm-hmm.
They all, I think they beat us like 3 games in a row. Then they wore all black, and they were like, "Oh, it's the Celtics." And then we won 1 or 2 games, and then they kicked us out. I was pissed. I felt like Jason Kidd was a good leader, and he brought that same leader quality from the Mavericks. And their defense was underrated. Jason Kidd and Shumpert were playing great defense, and Chandler.
Yeah, 100,000%. And now that you saying all this, I'm seeing the games play out in my head. Like, man, my boy Khan's always got the dime, and and that's a fact. That's why Melo didn't go. It was like, man, I got a squad, bro. I don't, and even D Wade and LeBron, they had squads. Melo didn't understand. He was like, I don't get this whole let's team up stuff. Like, nah, I got my squad, and the year I'm not. what was that 2010 when they all came together. Uh,
Yeah, 2000. No, 2011. I think when they lost to.
the Mavs.
Yeah, because 2010 the Celtics lost to the Lakers.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, in that finals. Yeah. But shout out to Melo, man. That just I think he one of those old school guys. Kobe, love Melo too.
You
So
know what? I think Melo might be the best player that never won a ring. Him, Allen Iverson, maybe Derrick Rose,
I wouldn't put
Charles
Derek in there.
Barkley.
Derek, his prime. Well, I don't even know if you want to say prime, but like his little moment, his era of
For
explosiveness was
sure.
so short. You know what I mean? It was so short, man. I hated. By 2000, he went from 2008. He just had a typical kind of rookie year, but 09, 010, and then after we had 3 years, 09, 10, and 11, and then 2012. That's when the injuries start piling up, but. I'm not mad at Melo being, you know what I mean. I think that's a high title to have. You might have to throw Charles Barkley
Him,
in there,
Charles Barkley, yeah,
the round and
Allen
mound.
Iverson,
AI, you got to throw him in. Yeah, yeah.
Tracy
Uh,
McGrady.
Karl Malone, and
Yeah,
respect Karl Malone, damn there, what number 3 in scoring all time behind LeBron and Kareem. Um, Yeah, it's a number that we're going to do a podcast just on that one right there, Con, because I'm pretty sure if we start really digging down in the archives, we'll find some names. I'm trying to think of somebody right now. James Harden. Yeah, I just capped James Harden being the greatest player,
uh,
the greatest stat pattern without a ring. I give him that.
maybe Luca.
Luca, yeah, right now. I mean, Luca reminds me so much of James Harden, and I hate it. I hate that.
Yeah, he does.
It's kind of nasty work. It's like, bro, that style doesn't work.
You know what I think? I think that he purposely goes for the steal every time on defense and lets his guy blow by him because he
Mhm,
wants to save stamina because he carries offensively. His team's not deep. He
right.
needs to get. I feel like him on a super team, he could play more overall,
Hmm.
but his stats might go down. But that's when he might win the title. You know,
Yeah.
Ti-
Nah.
title over stats.
Yeah. Yeah, you saying a lot. It's just if Luca's still young, he's still in that. I want to get my stats phase of his career, which I'm not hating that because that gets you attention, that gets you the paydays. Luca gonna damn near get a $60 million a year contract on some Dak Prescott type shit. He gonna be the next big paid guy, but when it comes down to winning championships, like you said, Cons, you got to be able to sacrifice, and I don't know if that's. I'm seeing it with the Team USA right now. I don't think everybody that is the guy. You know what I mean? I don't think they know how to sacrifice their stats. Like Joel Embiid, I don't think, and Joel Embiid to me ain't really all of that, but I don't think he really can adapt his game to playing with other elite players. You know what I mean? He get uncomfortable. You know what I mean? He start taking doofy ass shots, turnovers. So you can look as good as you like when it's just you, nobody else really to compete with. But when you start playing with some talent that's on your level, you have to, take a step back. I guess that'll be the next great test for a cat like Luca.
You know what it is? I think Joel Embiid, like I've been watching him for years because I'm a hardcore Celtic fan, so I watch him in the playoffs, regular season all the time.
Mm-hmm.
He's great, but he plays at a certain pace. He
Mm-hmm.
plays at the pace the Sixers play around him, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like he's starting to get so many injuries that they're starting to do a number on him, and I feel like his game slightly slowed down right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the same Joel Embiid, like he's a little slower.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Because that man, he had some serious injuries like in the beginning of his career. That kept him out for seasons. So yeah, I agree. He might be the Errol Spence of the NBA. What he would have been without those tragic injuries. But uh, At the end of the day, if you're gonna get a ring, it goes back to what you said. It go back to what your Celtics did. You got to be able to put that pride to the side and understand, like, look, we going for that more. We going for that. Once we get that trophy, we good for life. Your name's in the history books. How many NBA champions retired and go right to a TV analyst job because when they put your little credentials up, oh yeah, 2-time NBA champion. You got to listen to this work. You have to. So,
Yeah.
damn, Cons. Let's let's link back up, man. I'm gonna hit your line. I'm gonna text you as soon as we get up out of here. I'm gonna go get a little grub, but you want to do your plug and play? Let the people know where they can find you.
Yeah, Uncle Paulie, double Y, YouTube.
Big facts. Almost. Have you dropped any content or any music lately, Uncle Paulie, man? Because I need
My phone died.
your phone died. Yo. I guess that was good though. He just did his plug. So that's a good time. That's a good way to end it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for pulling up. I know the Boxing Podcast, all politics. All pride, no politics, boxing podcast. It kind of turned into a basketball stream, but Paulie Corleone, that's my brother, man. We could talk forever. Thank y'all for joining me tonight. Please like this video, share this video, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm dropping content and going live on the channel. As well, if you haven't already, please subscribe as we drop content daily, go live daily. Stay very busy here on this platform. Hold on, let me throw it up. And last but not least, man, leave y'all thoughts and opinions in the comment section. Tell me what y'all thought about the dialogue tonight. Once again, shout out to ABB, the Tomato Can Prince. Big bro pulled up tonight. I definitely appreciate that. Apparently, they going live tomorrow, so I'm definitely going to pop up over there. In the comment section, if not on the panel, we'll see what happens. And shout out to my brother Paulie, Uncle Paulie's Entertainment, man. Make sure y'all swing by his YouTube channel as well. Subscribe. It's a good guy right there. Again, one of my day ones, been rocking with me forever. But that's it for this one. Let me go chop up some clips and give y'all some more content. I am Tony the Savant. Peace. Okay.